Congressman, thanks so much for getting off the floor after just taking this vote and joining us. I really appreciate it. You voted in favor of holding AG Garland in contempt. Why?
Voted with unanimous Democrats.
Well, I think that's our duty as the basic checks and balances of our government. We're asking for things from the executive branch. We subpoena those things. They won't give them. You can hold them in contempt. Now, why do we want them? It was said earlier that it's for naked partisanship, that it's to embarrass Biden, show how he's old and doddering and forgetful and all of that. As you pointed out, everyone can see that all the time. That's not really the reason I think we want the audio recording. It's already been admitted that the transcripts have indeed been altered. They said they were minor edits, but an alteration is an alteration, so why not just give us the audio recording so that we can actually see what it says? And here's what actually matters. It's intent.
Yeah.
There's two different scenarios, and they're very different. In one scenario, a bunch of staffers packed up a bunch of classified documents leaving the White House and, accidentally packed them somewhere, and whether it was Biden, Trump, or Pence, they just didn't really know about it, right? That's one scenario. Another scenario, which is the one that we know to be true, is that he intentionally kept those documents, knew about them, and indeed had intent to talk about them with his biographer. So that's the problem, and that's where I think this oversight's actually pretty important.
Your fellow Republican Harriet Hageman said that the transcripts alone were not sufficient evidence of the state of the president's memory. Why not?
I'm not sure. I can't speak to her comment. I'm sorry. I don't even know in what context it was made. Again, I'm not overly concerned with the state of his memory or his mental state. Like, I can see that every single day. I don't need these documents to show that.
Right.
I'm much more concerned with his intent to keep classified documents that could be damaging to national security and intent to use those in a conversation with a biographer.
All right. I do want to get your reaction to what the remarks from the Democratic ranking member, Jim McGovern, on the Rules Committee, who said this is all a distraction from the fact that the Republican nominee for their Republican nominee for president is a convicted felon. This is what he said. They have all admitted that their investigation into President Biden is over and they have found nothing. It's a political stunt, end quote. What's your reaction to that?
It's just an ironic comment to make because the felony charges against Trump were also a giant political stunt and also meant to be a distraction. We can't find any lawyers that think that was a good case, by the way, that was a well-done case. Find me any credible lawyers that think those felony convictions would stand up to appeal or would be applied to literally anyone else. And so, look, they always open the door to this kind of stuff and then clutch their pearls when someone does it back to them. In the end, what this is about is oversight. It's oversight and it's checks and balances. And that can mean between the branches of government, and it also means between political parties. Mm-hmm. That's okay. That's democracy. And so I'm not going to wring my hands about it, but I think the people should understand that.
Members of your party have accused the DOJ and Merrick Garland of unfairly prosecuting Republicans. As you just said, you think that the case that was brought against Donald Trump, even though that wasn't a DOJ case, a local district attorney case, was bogus. Yesterday, though, the DOJ, through its own special counsel, won the conviction of Hunter Biden on felony gun charges. Democratic Senator Bob Menendez is currently on trial. How can you still maintain they're only going after Republicans?
Well, I never said that. That's not a quote from me. But look, you should go after anyone who breaks the law, and it should be applied fairly. We could do an analysis of how fairly that really is applied. One thing I was going to bring up to you guys is, because this is from my home state in Houston, DOJ and HHS are actively prosecuting a doctor from Texas Children's Hospital for blowing the whistle on illegal transgender surgeries on minors. Claiming HIPAA violations when, in fact, he did no such thing. Right? He anonymized all the information. I thought they protected whistleblowers. So, yet another example of a politically motivated prosecution. There shouldn't be any politically motivated prosecutions. The rule of law should be the rule of law, and it should be equally applied. That's our standard. It should always be our standard.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.